This whole God thing. You ever have that thought? I do. I get it. But it turns out that the idea of God is not the most absurd concept. There is one concept that far and away blows it out of the water. Existence. Any sort of existence. Comedian BJ Novak was being interviewed by Pete Holmes on the podcast You Made It Weird when Novak said, "I think the fact that there is something instead of nothing is the most profound and indisputable existential argument towards something." And in his reply, Holmes said pretty simply, "Life is preposterous. The most absurd thing is just existence." So, if existence is, then what are the ways that it could be? Maybe it could be life somewhere else on some other planet. That's the refrain that I hear scientists saying pretty regularly. Or maybe it could be life in a spiritual realm, in some other dimension, or somewhere outside of time and space. After all, if existence can happen on a material level, doesn't it seem unreasonable to think that that must be the only level? But then, what if there are more than two levels? Religionists tend to think of simply the material realm and the spiritual realm. But what if our angels have angels who are just as mysterious to them as ours are to us? One of the angelic authors of the Urantia Book describes one such angel to an angel by saying, "While we are thus apprised of the nearness of these divine spirits, we are all equally ignorant of their mission. We really do not know whether they are merely interested observers of our doings, or whether they are, in some manner unknown to us, actually contributing to the success of our undertaking." So expand your perspective. We live on an evolutionary planet, one with an observable history of progressive development in the animal kingdom. It's a beautiful, complex, and interconnected world. The spirit realm should not be overly simplified, not when the animal kingdom is so varied and interesting. There is, as the Urantia Book describes, just as much variation within the spirit realm, from the angelic seraphim who exist only slightly above the level of humanity, all the way up to the inspired Trinity spirits who cannot even be seen by most in the spirit realm. And then, of course, there is God. God can be realized only in the realms of human experience. Nevertheless, the true concept of the reality of God is reasonable to logic, plausible to philosophy, essential to religion, and indispensable to any hope of personality survival. There is a spark of God within you, and if you ask to be led in an exploration of God, you will be. If you ask and you try to grow in your perception of God, it will help you to grow in your understanding of the reasonableness of God and make it easier for you to live a full life.